Dave Workman, Seattle Gun Rights Examiner. Dave, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm fine. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. Dave, you have been a great resource and a go-to here. You've been all over these hearings and Project Gun Runner and Fast and Furious and wow, what a week it has been. Where do we start?
Well, it's just been an incredible week. We start on Monday when we saw the first of what promises to be several hearings. The Monday hearing before the House Committee on Oversight in Government Reform had four strong academic-type witnesses who explained the constitutionality of congressional authority, how the bureaucracy has to respond to congressional inquiries. And on Wednesday, we had a blockbuster hearing that started off with Senator Grassley explaining the stonewalling that is going on by the Justice Department and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms over this Project Gun Runner and its offshoot, Operation Fast and Furious. I think the one thing that a lot of people don't understand, while Gun Runner started back in the Bush administration, Fast and Furious happened entirely under the Obama administration. That much is known in the documents that we've seen and things that have been revealed this week. There have been some astonishing revelations that came out of the hearing on Wednesday. It appears that the ATF director, acting director, Mr. Melson, who had not responded at all to Senator Grassley's inquiries, and that he had apparently been able to observe some of these gun transactions through hidden cameras from his desk in Washington, D.C. We now know that there have been cooperating gun dealers at who fingers were wrongly pointed early in the administration, blaming them for all this gun violence in Mexico, when indeed it appears that Operation Fast and Furious funneled more than 2,000 guns, some estimates say as high as 2,500. Some of the media is trying to tone that down to say hundreds of guns or 1,000 guns. I guess maybe trying to reduce the impact of all of this on the administration. But the truth is starting to come out about this thing. It was a fiasco from the get-go, and we really don't know where this is going to end now, although I do know that Congressman Issa, who is the chairman of the committee, is going to plan more hearings. He told Ginny Simone yesterday, your Ginny Simone, that he's on his way to Mexico next week to meet with Mexican officials down there. And I think that we really haven't seen all the fireworks yet.
Well,
Yeah.
we definitely haven't seen all the fireworks yet. And breaking tonight, I don't know if you saw this yet or not, Dave, but Wall Street Journal reporting head of the ATF is likely to go.
Yeah, I knew about that this morning, and right now, I didn't go with that story this morning because right now it's just a rumor. Mm-hmm. And the Wall Street Journal, if they want to print that, that's fine. I've got some good sources at ATF who advised me about that this morning. I spent most of the day trying to confirm it. All that they're reporting right now in the Wall Street Journal and the blogs are essentially rumors. Mm-hmm. And until we see for sure next week, we won't know. And that's when when I can confirm all of that, then I'm going to print it too. This thing is really starting to unfold fast. I think you're going to find that people are under the gun, no pun intended, and they're going to start talking. What happened with Congressman Issa's committee the other day, and you guys saw it, and a lot of people saw it, we went through Mr. Grassley, Senator Grassley, then we went through 3 ATF whistleblowers whose credibility as far as I'm concerned, is spot on. These guys were under oath when they testified. We heard from the family of slain Border Patrol agent Brian Terry, and then we got to Assistant Attorney General Ron Weich, who didn't seem to be able to answer a lot of questions, and that's when Issa exploded.
Yep.
And I think that was probably the most dramatic moment of the hearings when he told the guy, he says, "Look, who authorized this?" "Well, I don't know." "Who authorized this?" "Well," and he didn't get a straight answer from that until Mr. Weiss says, "I just don't know." Well, we're going to find out. Somebody signed off on this thing.
And I agree, Dave. I think that was definitely the most dramatic moment and compelling moment of that hearing. And I think, guys, and tell me what you think about this. I think that his performance alone is going to help to move this thing a lot quicker, because the way he just got up there in his attitude and the way I think a lot of people are like now saying, including especially Representative Issa, we need to know more. And we're going to get to the bottom. I think like I said, Dave, the gas has been turned up on this thing. The fire's been stoked, and we're going to start moving on this thing now.
I agree. I think I've been working on this story now for 5-6 months, at least 5 months that I know of. Others have been working hard on this story. My hat's off to Cheryl Atkinson over at CBS News. She's just been dogged pursuing this. William Lajeunesse over at Fox News. Codry, the National Gun, David Codry, National Gun Rights Examiner. That blogger, Mike Vanderboe. Those guys dug this story up, and reporters jumped in on this. I jumped in on it as soon as I saw that Grassley was interested in it. Once Chuck Grassley gets on a scent, he doesn't give it up. And I think that the report that was issued by Congressman Issa and Senator Grassley on Tuesday evening, just hours before this brutal hearing on Wednesday, brutal for the administration, the report, which I'm going to be writing about in Gun Week at length in the next edition, that thing details how this Operation Fast and Furious became a debacle, and yet the supervisors for the ATF would not allow their field agents to interdict these guns. They wouldn't allow them to stop these guys. It turns out that 5 of the 20 straw buyers that were indicted in late January, they managed to buy about 70% of the guns that were involved in this thing. If we just stopped those 5 people, a lot of this would not even be happening. And that much became clear at the hearing on Wednesday too. I think the country should be outraged about some of the revelations that came out at that hearing.
You said I mentioned this in the last segment to Brian Darling. You said that a lot of people have seen this. I contend, Dave, that not a lot of people have seen this. Not enough people have seen this. Other than the great bloggers that you mentioned and the news, the select news media and us that have talked about this, yes, we're all over this story as we should be. But I would contend to you the vast majority of America has no idea about this story, and I don't know what it's going to take to tell them this story.
Well, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, I said a lot of people saw this. Well, people who did see this were watching it on I think C-SPAN, either on their computers or on cable. The majority of the American public, I think, has still really been kept in the dark by this. And I blame my colleagues in the news media. Until the other day, when the report was released to, I think, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, and some of the other big news outlets that actually did do reports on it. Until the other day, most people in the United States didn't realize that the gun problem that they've been complaining about in the administration for so long may be, in large part, the fault of a government agency under the direction of the Department of Justice. And the people need to know that. That's what I'm doing. That's my job. I think that's what you guys are certainly doing. And we've got to get the word out to as many people as possible, any way we can. Read my Gun Rights Examiner blog, read Codria's stuff, pass that stuff around. Get on the computers, talk to your chat groups, go to your discussion forums, and alert people that this is really going on. This is a real bad situation.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you being here for us all the time as a great resource here, and your great work on this has been appreciated, Mr. Workman. We always love having you on. It'll be interesting to see after the events of this week, and especially Wednesday, where we go next with this thing. Anyone's guess is good. It's going to be interesting to see this thing, to see how it rolls out that way, and also how it rolls out and becomes hopefully more into the public conscience, because it needs to be there. Dave, thanks for being with us. Have a great weekend.
My pleasure, and get back to me anytime. This is a story that we're all part of it now. We're watching something that's really important.
Absolutely. Dave Workman, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dave.
You bet.